Hello, good evening, happy 10 o'clock p.m. It's Andy from Happy Mama Homeschool, and I just finished putting away some of the groceries, not all of them, only the ones that actually had to be put away because I am exhausted, I'm tired. But I thought I would just jump on here anyway and make a little video since I did some meal planning today and I thought I would show you what I did. So just to give you a little history on my meal planning, I have not always enjoyed cooking and I still don't always enjoy cooking, but if I have something planned out for me, it goes much smoother, obviously. And the last year in 2000, one of my goals for 2018 was to get my meals under control and do meal planning. So of course, January, February, March were like great months and I did fantastic. And then I don't know what happened. We went on vacation or something like that and it stopped and it has not really picked up very well. So usually my habits are I go shopping. Sometimes I will go with a list with ingredients for like the 5 things that I can actually remember that I cook, even though I wrote down like 21 things or something like that I cook. So once you like actually list them out, you might actually have more than you think you do in your repertoire of recipes. So anyway, I do not do that very well. So then 4 o'clock comes around and my husband's asking me what's for dinner and I'm kind of puzzled. I don't know, and then I just resort back to the few things that I remember that I can cook. And another thing is I have this really bad habit of not eating, and because it's cheaper and it's more convenient, and yeah, it's just easier just to neglect myself and not eat. Sorry, I'm picking at something on the table here because this table needs cleaned. So I decided that I need to buckle down. We actually are starting school tomorrow. We had a very busy summer and then just got back on Friday from a 4-week road trip. Came home to a beautifully cleaned house and not so much anymore. It's Sunday night. I spent a few hours today doing my meal planning and it was crazy because I have 3 kids. I have a 1-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And my husband is on vacation right now. He's coming home tomorrow. And so they were, needing everything left and right. And I'm trying to do things, constructive things with my brain. And it's very difficult when you're being pulled in every single direction. But anyway, I somehow managed to get it done and then went grocery shopping at like 7 o'clock. We didn't get home till like 9 o'clock or something. My 3 kids are just being hysterical in the grocery store. My 1-year-old was screaming and laughing and crying. But I have to get it done today. I still have to go to Costco tomorrow, but my plan was to start school tomorrow and I feel like such a mess. I think I might push it back one day because I want to start on a really good note, being a really happy mama. Yeah, and that might not happen if it starts tomorrow. So I might wait one more day. Anyway, all of this to say, this is how I decided to meal plan this time. And this might be actually like crazy because I feel crazy today. Excuse me. And so you can take it or leave it. It's just what I did. And hopefully it's going to work out for me for the next little while here. So what I did was I accumulated a list of meals that I can cook. And I just want to clarify that all of these meals are meals that my husband and I will eat. Probably only like a handful of these will my kids eat, but they have to try some of it anyway. They just don't really like a lot of them. I did do some like categories, like I have Italian and Mexican, I have soups, I have like bigger meals for Sundays that produce more leftovers, meats that I cook on my cast iron, so that kind of thing. So then I went and printed out just a blank calendar, and then I started filling in. And I was able to fill in 4 whole weeks of foods with, I don't think I repeated anything except like tacos. I repeated, but just changed the type of meat. Um, so I have a lot more than I think I do, you know, once you start writing things down and don't just depend on your brain power. So I wrote down the main meals, and then I made this nice long list of sides that we enjoy. And then I went through and wrote in sides for each one of the meals. You can see the side is in the black and the meal is in the purple. So then once I did that, and I made sure to like strategize where I put things, like the pot roast and stuff that is a lot bigger is going to go on a Sunday so that I can have leftovers. Like everything we do, usually the meats that I do in the cast iron don't really taste that great leftovers, so I'll do those on Friday. Every other weekend I have us eating out on Saturdays. Most of the Wednesdays, you know, like most of Tuesdays are Mexican, most of Wednesdays are soups. So just to give you an idea. And the first time I went through this, I also just down in the little corner, I would write a C if it was chicken, or a P if it was pork, or a B if it was beef. That way I could just really quickly glance at it and see if I had too many chickens in a row, or if I needed to put a beef in somewhere, that kind of thing. And then from there, I started making my list. So the first thing I did, I decided that I wanted to shop for all 4 weeks of my meat. We have a giant freezer in our garage, and I don't mind having all of the meat on hand and then just picking up the fresh stuff as we go. So I went through each and every recipe and I wrote down exactly how many packages or how many meals or how many of each piece of meat that we would need for the entire month meal plan. And then I went through, and I only did 2 weeks so far. I went through each and every recipe and I wrote down exactly everything I would need for the entire meal. So all of the sides, the main dish, like things like broth, anything that goes into the recipe except for spices I didn't write down because I usually have all the spices on hand anyway. And then from there, I just did 1 week. I just did the first week first, just because, you know, fresh food only lasts so long. So, and I just kind of want to test out and see how the week goes. So it just seems like so much food. Obviously, I need to start eating more because that's a lot of food. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh yes, so from here, I went to my grocery shopping list and I just went down the list here, and if I needed it, I put it on my list. If I didn't need it, I just skipped right over. And then I took my list and I highlighted it, as you can see there, for the grocery stores, which one was which. Then I took another list and I wrote down all the stuff that I needed to go grocery shopping tonight, since Costco is not open at 8 o'clock at night. So this was the regular grocery store that I went to. And so I just wrote down everything on there that I needed to get. And then tomorrow everything in green, I will go get at Costco. So yeah, hopefully that made sense. It felt extremely overkill when I was doing it. And I just felt crazy today for all of this that I'm putting on myself, but I'm hoping that it will pay off. Do all of the hard work in the beginning, and then I will have my meals already planned ahead so I won't have to think about it. It just makes it so much easier when you don't have to think and you can pre-prepare things, taking things out, and yeah, cutting veggies, extra veggies if you know what's coming the next day, and just all that good stuff. And hopefully it will get me to start taking better care of myself, because that is something that, as I'm sure many of you mamas understand, can be quite difficult. And it's just so silly to say that it's because it's more convenient for me to not eat breakfast because I want my day to get going, but it's not actually helping me to be like that. So anyway, I hope everybody out there is enjoying the beginning of their school year, and we will see if I decide to start tomorrow or if I decide to wait a day. Anyway, Thank you so much for watching. Um, and I hope you guys have an awesome, but whatever. I'm just talking now because it's, it's past 10 o'clock and I'm done. So on that note, goodbye.